You compete with TV, social media, and other people wanting their attention. Are you competing well? Do you bid for their attention well? Or are you just saying like hi and hoping that they respond? Everybody likes a good story. Not everybody tells a good story. Do you know how to? Do you know about beginnings, middles, and endings? Do you know how to make yourself unforgettable? Do you have a point or purpose in speaking? Are you speaking to connect? Are you speaking to get across information? Are you somebody who thinks before you speak? Do you have a strategy or a plan? Do you want them to know you, or are you just filling up this place with words to keep them at bay? Why are you telling that particular story right now? Think about your brand. Who are you? Are the stories you tell them getting your point across? You can wing it, or you can put in the work, be strategic, be honest, genuine, and authentic, better allowing them to get to know you. There's always room for improvement in how you tell your story. Be honest in telling your story. To do otherwise is manipulative. It lacks integrity. That dooms the potential for a healthy relationship. My suggestion, be strategic rather than winging it if you value a good and healthy relationship. Look at the guidelines to telling your story. There are ways to get their attention, keep their attention. If you're losing their attention, if you say to yourself, man, this person doesn't listen to me, ask yourself what you're doing wrong. What can you do to improve your side of it, your storytelling? Are you speaking in a way that's easy to listen to? Don't Make Them Think is a book that I saw a few years back. Do their thinking for them. That sounds rude at first, but what you're doing is you're making it easy for the listener to listen to you. Instead of blaming them for not listening, you take responsibility as a healthy adult. That sounds harsh, but when you look at how you're communicating, you're probably making some mistakes. Are you unforgettable? Do you want to be? You can learn that. What makes a story worth listening to? Have you ever watched a well-polished TED Talk? Do the same thing, but shorter. Is the storyteller interested in their own story? Are they enthusiastic? Do they speak in monotone? Do they have emotion or just details? Everybody likes the emotion. Everybody likes a little bit of drama. Is there a beginning, middle, and an end? Do they speak in monotone or do they speak with inflection? Do they have a point? Do they actually make the point that they have? So here's your assignment, should you choose to accept it. Do this for 5 to 10 stories about your life. Make it short, maybe like a minute or two maximum per story. All right, so what do you do with this? Think about what makes something unforgettable. Your leadership. Highlight your leadership. You're not bragging. You're not telling them, I am rich. I am interesting. Nope, you're not bragging. This is why you're doing it through story. Highlight your ability to connect emotionally. Emotions are what connect people. Listing details or giving biographical details about your life, not interesting at all. Very forgettable. Poor communication style. Tell them a story that speaks to integrity, resilience, tenacity in an upbeat way, and watch how well people listen. Do you have a theme? Did you think it through? Practice your story with a friend. Literally, practice it. Tell the story to a friend. Write it out if you have to. Say it out loud. Read it into your phone and listen to the story. I know somebody who actually did this and remarked, I was boring myself. Do I really come off like this? No wonder people don't listen. No wonder it's so easy to ignore me. So let's be honest. Let's self-reflect. If you do everything they ask, they might be testing you to see if you're able to say no. Men who talk about their failure with women sometimes get viewed as low-value men. What does that mean in terms of telling a story? Same for being someone who complains a lot or expresses how stuck they are. It's okay to acknowledge it, but don't get stuck there. That's indulgent. Are you able to take care of yourself or not? Hey, this bad thing happened. Here's how I overcame it. Or, man, everything bad always happens. Life sucks. Which one do you find more attractive? Instead of complying with the person in the conversation, you flirt and you banter. You can also do that in your stories. Are you trying too hard to impress and bragging? Or are you trying to build rapport and connection with the person? Are you talking at them like a lecture or a talk? Or are you having conversation? Goes both ways. It's give and take, not 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, but back and forth conversation. Many people are not self-aware or have huge blind spots. This is one way to remove your blind spots, this process. What do I want them to remember about me? Which characteristics about me do I want them to really think through? So tell the story. Talk about your ambition in life, your ability to protect and not put them in danger. You're exciting, but not stupid. You take risks, but they're calculated. You have setbacks like everybody does, and here's how I overcome them. I have a sense of adventure and humor. Don't say, I have a sense of humor. Demonstrate it. I have friends in a social network. Don't say that. Demonstrate it. Show it. I have a positive outlook and am successful and ambitious as I define ambition and success and then show them. Why do people follow me? Because I can lead. Can this person trust you, feel comfortable? Is there a connection? Before you're able to attract the person and turn them on, they must know that you can keep them safe. So this particular combination above attracts people. We all have these. Some people are better at telling stories, though. Have you ever noticed that? Some people just do not tell a story well. They haven't practiced, that's all. It's totally practice. It's not personality. It's not I'm bad at telling stories. It's I have not practiced telling stories. So I don't have the skills. I haven't polished the skills. I haven't mastered it. I haven't reached a level of excellence. Again, I'm asking you to be honest. Don't lie in your stories. So how do you stand out? Remember, this is a competition. The difference between you and your competition is that you know how to do this. I've been on dates and I've heard people in my office that have no boundaries at all, and you know their entire life story within 45 minutes of meeting you. As a counselor, when this happens, that's a yellow flag about boundaries. They're skipping some developmental stages of relationship. There's no rush. Take your time. Savor each other. There's no desperation, no urgency. It's kind of like having sex first to determine if they're compatible. Not a successful strategy. Those tend to flame out really fast. Take it slow if you want to succeed. So telling your story. What's the outline? What's the point of each story that you tell? Let's go over story 1. What's the title of the story in your head? What's your title? Point A. What's a quality that you want to highlight? Exciting life, adventure, humor? B. A quality you want to highlight. Person makes me feel safe and protected. Point C. A quality you want to highlight. I have friends. I build rapport. I understand people. Again, show, don't tell. D. What's a quality you want to highlight? I understand what it takes to succeed, and I have an interesting future. Point E. The quality I want to highlight is that people trust me. They feel connected. They're drawn to me. So with this outline, you can now do your story and highlight each of those qualities in that one story, keeping it to 1 minute, 2 minutes max. People do not have a long attention span. Do not expect them to stay and hang on your every word. Story number 2. What's the title in your head? Adventure, humor. That's point A. Point B, building rapport. Point C. Point D. Point D, a quality they want to highlight is emotional connectedness. I know how to make friends, be a friend, hang out with friends, and I maintain those connections. Point E, I am successful with people, my job, my family. All right, do the same for story 3. The quality I want to highlight is optimism. I can acknowledge the negative, but focus on the positive. B, I take responsibility for my actions. I'm reliable and trustworthy. C, tenacity is a predictor of success. I am successful. I do not give up easily. I have resilience. Point D, confidence. Not arrogance or bragging or false confidence. I'm not trying to impress you. I am impressive. I'm demonstrating to you my impressiveness without bragging. Point E, respectfulness. I don't bash or trash people. So try that with all your stories. So in conclusion, do you know who you are? You demonstrate this by telling stories about yourself. Think about what you want to highlight about who you are. What characteristics about you do you want them to remember? Don't lie, don't make them up. Make sure they're genuine and reinforce your brand. Dating is about being honest with marketing. That's how you get to a long-term relationship. Let them get to know you through your stories. You're not hiding. You want them to know you. You're not manipulating. You're being strategic. Or it's going to fail quickly. Winging it often signals that you're not even trying. Overthinking means you're trying too hard to impress. Be yourself, but know yourself. Do the work to know yourself and to demonstrate who you are. So a little self-reflection. What have you done in your life that's exciting or interesting? Ask yourself, am I enthusiastic about a current thing or a past thing? Tell them about it. Mixed with highlighting your leadership. Again, not bragging, which is why you're doing it through story. Tell them about your ability to connect emotionally. Self-reflect. What have I done in my life that's exciting or interesting? Am I enthusiastic about a current thing or a past thing? Tell them about it, mixed with highlighting your leadership. Not bragging, that's why you're doing it through story, and your ability to connect emotionally. If you're not sure how to do that, think about 5 to 10 stories in which you're able to connect emotionally to someone. Go ahead and list them. With bullet points, list them. Tell the story and talk about your ambition in life, your ability to protect and not put them in danger. This combination attracts people. We all have these. Some people are better at telling the stories, though. That's how you stand out from your competition. Practice incorporating those details in your stories, telling them about your integrity, resilience, tenacity in an upbeat way, and watch how well people listen. That's how you become unforgettable. Again, you have to be honest and with integrity. Remember to stand out. The difference between you and your competition is that you know how to do this. You know how to have a story. You know how to tell this story, and you can keep their interest. It's like telling a story. One story that you hear doesn't even have a point. They're just talking. The other has a point, is enthusiastic,